Hi, welcome back to Charlie Sews, and today we're going to do our first project, a very simple project. We're going to do a bookmark with elastic on to keep your place in your books. Now, if you are beginning with a sewing machine, if you've been given one for Christmas, for example, and you want to start learning, this is a good time to start. So I've got a very simple, very easy project for you. I showed it you in the last video. And if you don't have any fabric, don't worry, don't go rushing to the store yet, because you really need to make your mistakes on something inexpensive. So I would find anything that you've got at home, anything that you know you're not going to wear again, you could sew on it. If you've got, if it's not good enough for the charity shop, you could definitely sew on it. Or I've used kitchen towels in the past. I've used paper towels, and I've sewn over them, and then I've used them for their normal purpose, so it's been really handy. The other thing is, I also have bought a bargain the other day. I managed to get a massive sheet here, Super King, and there's quite a lot of fabric on that, so it's a good method of getting some fabric and getting ready to sew. So let's get started then. So we're going to use two fabrics. So there you are, there's your instructions. You'll need two pieces, the outer and the lining. Of each piece you would cut one at 3.5 by 8, one at 3.5 by 6, and your elastic is about 1/2 inch. Mine is probably less, mine's closer to about 1/3 of an inch. And then you'd need it about 8 inches long. Okay, so cut out your bits and I'll be back in a sec. So I've threaded up my machine. I've started at the top and I've gone around the back, and I've come down here through the tension, around the bottom, then I've looped the loop to come through the arm at the top here, and then down again through the little guard there, and I've managed to put the cotton through my needle, and I've put my bobbin in and I've drawn up my thread, and I'm all ready to sew. Your first job will be, we're going to sew across the top of the pocket. Now I've put mine right sides together and a clip in, and all you need to do is start at the side, leave yourself a gap or a seam allowance. I tend to use the side of my presser foot as my seam allowance, okay? And I hold my tails out of the way. My tails are the thread that is not there, okay? It's not there. Charlie, speak properly. Oh, my tail's there, okay. And then I'm going to go forward a little bit, give her a back stitch, okay, and down we go. So carefully does it. Get rid of that. Go along to the end, nice and straight. Don't mess it up, Charlie. Little back stitch, forward, and she's ready to come off. Okay. Oh dear, I haven't raised my thingy bobby. Dear me. Okay. So that is my first bit of sewing, okay? And on the back, we're done. And when we look at it from the right sides together, and I'm all fingers and thumbs here. Okay, so your next job will be off to the ironing board with you, press it out, and then we'll have a look, see what we do from there. So it's beautifully flat now. All I'm going to do is top stitch. Again, I'm going to use the edge of my presser foot as a guide to help me to keep straight, and I'm going to put my fabric underneath, and the edge of my presser foot will become my guide there, and all I'm going to do is a straight line just straight across. Okay, now you can, if you want to, move your needle. If you don't fancy your needle being in that position there, you can move your needle over. Well, I can on mine. I have a little dial up here that moves my needle position, okay, up top here. Okay, and it will move my needle over, so I can move my needle over by pushing this. Okay, and now my needle has moved way to the right, okay? Now the reason I do this, you might think, Charlie, why are you doing that? The reason is, under here I've got, these are called feed dogs, okay? And what happens is they help to propel the fabric through underneath. And if you're trying to sew on the edge and you haven't moved your needle, your fabric is not going to be evenly caught on these feed dogs, and your needle will pierce and it will start taking the fabric into the machine, and it is not good. It honestly is not good. So I'm moving the fabric as far over as I can so that these little feed dogs can catch my fabric, and I can still have my stitches be on the edge and everything will work. So I'm still on the edge and it's flowing through beautifully. Okay, and now I like to leave my needle up when I finish. If you look at the top here, Charlie, okay, I have my arm here, my sewing arm here is down. So it's always good to leave it up in the up position before you take your work out. And I've got my crank wheel on the side. You'll have it on yours. Read your instruction manual, and there it is. Can you see it just popped up there? Okay. Oh, Charlie is the world's worst camera woman. Okay, moving on. I've got my outer, my large piece, and I've found a center and just clipped on my piece of elastic. Okay, then I'm going to get my pocket piece that we've already sewn the top. We're going to place it so we can match the bottom. Okay, so the length at the bottom matches. Okay, making a bit of a sandwich here. Then we're going to get our backing piece. Okay, and we're going to, I've got no right side and wrong side, they're both the same, so for me it doesn't matter. But then I'm going to pop that one on the top. Okay, again lining up. So I've popped that one on the top. Now let me just put some pins in this. I tend to use clips, not pins. So I've already got one there where the elastic is. I'm just going to pull that little piece up. That's my elastic there. The two sides of my pocket are there, so I'm definitely going to need a clip there. On the other side, make sure you're there. Okay. Just making sure it's nice there. Okay, try and keep your elastic fairly centered. You don't want it to get caught in the side. So we've got the right side round the elastic, we've got the pocket, and we've got the front of the pocket, and then we've got our backing. All I'm going to do now is take it to the machine. I'm going to sew all the way up here. I'm going to stop, put my needle down, turn 90 degrees, go all the way across, stop, turn 90 degrees, go all the way down. I'm not going to do anything to the bottom at the moment. Okay, very straightforward. So let's do that then. Okay, let's get sewing. Needle back and front. Hello, my machine's having a little fit. Going on down. Here we come to the pocket. Just a little reverse stitch. Come to the end. Start there. Lift your presser foot. Turn you round. Pop you back down. Just going to slide that off. And on we go. And stop there. Lift the presser foot. Turn around. Oh, hello. Where's my tension playing up? Presser foot goes back down. I'm leaving a bigger margin this side. Okay. Down she goes. Little back stitch. Okay, turn the wheel so that the arm goes to the top. Oh, good grief. What's going on there? You are reluctant to go. That is my tension. I think my tension's wrong. And look, my tension is wrong. I told you I only get out of bed to make mistakes. Let's pull that. I think we can retrieve that. So I'm going to have to rethread the machine again. It's come undone. Okay, definitely a tension issue there. Give it a pull, check the underneath. Okay, let's move on. So on this side, you can see it's easier here. Now, all I need to do is trim my corners. Now, the reason I do that, I'm going to trim just across there. I'm not going to try and get that stitch but I'm going to make it so that when I turn it, I'm not going to have too much bulky stuff on the inside. Okay, so let's trim my corner. Same on the other side. Why is everything a disaster? Give that a bit of a trim. Oh, that's such a nice sound. I love the sound of that. Okay, I'm going to trim this side. We're nearly done now. We're nearly finished. Okay. Okay, let's put those bits in the bin. Okay. So now we need to find the right bit to turn her out. We're going to find her there. I think that's right. No, we need the elastic. There we go. Lordy, this could be good. This could be bad. Let's see what's occurring. Be brave. It can only be good or bad. Or will it be good? Okay, that was wrong. Next one up. Oh, look at this one. This one's right. No, it's not because your thumb's coming through. Or maybe. Or maybe. Or maybe. Yes, this is the right one. Yay! Okay, once again, Charlie makes mistakes. This was supposed to be a nice, easy sew. A very easy beginner sew. It is. You've just got to pull it through the right way. Goodness. Okay, we're nearly done. Let's go back to your ironing board and pull your corners out, Charlie, and let's go and give it a press. That was full of drama, wasn't it? I really am an embarrassment. I really am. Okay, there we go. A few snips there. Perfect. Okay, my elastic will go down the front or over the back, whichever way you want. Give it a press, and we're going to turn in the ends. We will stitch the ends. We will stitch around the sides. We'll top stitch the edges. So what I did, I turned it out by turning too many at the bottom. What I should have done was, I had the liner on the top. All I should have done is put my finger under the liner and turned it out that way. In fact, I went under too far and I turned the pocket. Oh, anyway, I turned it all out the wrong way. Made a pig's ear of it. Thought I'd sewed it badly, which I hadn't. I'd actually sewn it properly. So if you follow the instructions, it is, you know, you do it properly. The instructions in the first place were good, and just so when you sewed it, you put your finger under the top one only and pull it out. So that's what I did wrong. I made a pig's ear of it, as per usual. Oh, Charlie. So I've just given this a press, and all I'm going to do now is have the elastic come and pop it in the bottom there. Okay, and I'll give that one a bit of a pin. And I'm going to move my needle over again, as I showed you before, and I'm going to top stitch. I'm going to start here. I'm not going to bother going back and front, and I'm going to go down to the end here, turn, down to the side, all the way along the top, which is now slightly curved because I had to undo and start again. Now make sure you are not catching your elastic in, okay, like I did on one of my videos on I think it was the gift labels. Round we go again, round we go again, round we go again, round we go again, to the middle again, and making sure you keep your elastic out the way. Then you can go up the middle. Find the middle by folding it in half and running your nail along the centre line, and that fold will stay in and you should be able to follow the centre line. Okay, wish me luck. Last bit. Okay, start in the middle. Okay, start further along from the middle then, Charlie. Lordy. Don't start in the middle, Charlie. Move the thingy, then start in the middle. Get your elastic out the way. Move my needle over. Okay, let's give it a go. Keep the needle down, turn you round. Okay. Oh, feed dogs don't have enough to hang on to. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Keeping the elastic out of the way. The side. Round the bend. Lift it up, turn it round. Watch out for the elastic. There we go. Watch out for the elastic. Lift it up, round we go. Ooh, Charlie, gone off the edge, you plonker. Back stitch, let's do that properly. Oh, Charlie, what are you like? Now be careful here, be careful, careful, thank you. There we go. Okay, one more. Lift the foot, turn around, watching out for the elastic. Okay. Again, the feed dogs are not pulling. There we go. I'm going to get to the centre of my elastic. Oops, too far. There we go. And let's go down the middle to make 2 pockets. Bring the 2 together. Run your thumbnail up the bottom or your fingernail. I've now got a line to follow. I'm not going to follow it though, I don't like that line. I'm going to go slightly to the left. There we go. Oh, that's it, that's it, that's it. Give it a little back and forward. Lift up your arm, and she is done. Lift the presser foot. There we go. So I had my disasters on the way, but we have it. We've got our little ribbon. We've got our elastic. We've got our 2 pockets. We've got some ends to snip. We don't want those on there. Let's snip those off. And let's snip those off the back. Don't snip your elastic after all that work. Okay. And you've got room to put your elastic in the book to make the bookmark. You've got room to put a pencil down one side and some glasses down the other side, like I have on my Bible. And you are all done. So what was a very straightforward and very easy sew turned out with Charlie to be a pig's ear. I made a mistake on cutting, so I put that straight. I made a mistake on the turning through, and I undid my stitches, restitched, and I've put them straight, and here is my finished article. I hope yours turns out more successful than mine, and I will be back with you for another one coming soon, and see you soon. Happy New Year. Take care, lovelies. Bye.